Hey, you might recognize me. Today you're in the office with Joe Skoda. Not just any Joe Skoda, but Golden Boy Joseph Skoda. I want to talk to you a little bit about something that's been on my mind. Too many of us are frustrated about what people think of us. Even ugly people, believe it or not. We're so PQ, we're afraid to say our mind. We're afraid to talk. We're afraid to be who we really are. You know what I gotta say about that? In fact, it's the title of my episode today. How about forget about it? Forget about it. Who cares what the neighbor says? Who cares what the person on the other side of Facebook or Twitter or Instagram has to say about you and your ideas? Who cares? If you can't be yourself respectfully now, you must respect others because as you respect others, you're respecting yourself, but be real. Too many of us are hiding behind a facade, wear funny hats or wear ugly people masks or whatever it is. Why are we afraid of being who we are? If you're a Democrat, Republican, short person, blonde, brunette, who cares? Forget about it. There's menopause. Every one of us has issues. So why are we so frustrated with ourselves because someone looked at us funny? Someone said we have a bad attitude. Someone says we do not know what we're talking about. Doesn't really matter. If you're being real, respectfully real, now don't be stupid out there. And we all have those days where we want to call someone out, where we want to point the finger, where we want to blame everyone else for our problems. Get over it. Forget about it. Be who you are and take responsibility for your own issues in this life. You don't like where you live? Get another job. Go back to school. Start a business and live where you want to live. Buy the car you want to buy. Travel where you want to travel. Stop blaming other people if you're not where you want to be in this world. Now, most of us journeys in life kind of go up and down, up and down. That's okay. Learn about the good times and the bad times and put them together and grow. Start your own show on social media shows. Get out there and meet wonderful people like Maria Pereza and so many other people out there who are making a difference in this world. JC's funny, and we all know he's funny as hell. And every one of us has issues and quirks. Who cares? Forget about what others are thinking of you. If you wake up in the morning, you feel good. Maybe you'll smile on your face, like, yeah, I've got a roof over my head. I've got food in my belly. I've got, especially if someone loves you. If someone loves you, you take that one to the bank. And it better be real love. And love is a two-way street. I'm gonna tell you one thing, don't be on the receiver of all that good stuff because it's gonna fall short. You need to reciprocate or get out so that person can love someone else. Don't waste people's time. Every one of us has an issue. Every one of us has a challenge. Every one of us has obstacles. Forget about it. Buy yourself a funny hat. Get a clown nose. Come join us tomorrow as we're going to interview and audition a few comedians. Get out of your comfort zone and be real. You want to be like everyone else? You're going to act like everyone else? You're not going to be well respected. You may, but you're never going to fully achieve your own dreams, your own goals, your own desires, because you're going to waste your life trying to please other people. Now, I'm a veteran. I represent the Air Force. Well, maybe not like this. I represent the services, and my whole family, in one aspect or another, represents different services. Even the Coast Guard is services, and my cousin's son represents that. All of us have to make our own living. All of us has to make our own relationships work. All of us has to get out of mom and dad's house and fall if we have to, but make it on our own. Make it on our own. You don't like the way you communicate, you do not get along with people, join a Toastmasters club. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to accept evaluations and put into practice those things people say. But like I said at the beginning of this recording, or actually this live show, be respectful. Exactly. Sometimes we have trouble connecting to YouTube. Sometimes we have stop. We can stop. But don't waste your whole time trying to please other people. Every now and then we get a little bit of feedback on our shows. Every now and then the lighting isn't quite right. Every now and then I'm told I talk a little too loud. And the reason is that because there was a time in my life where I was shy, I was in a corner, I was the last person you would even know their voice because I rarely spoke to anyone outside of my circle. And my circle is pretty small. I'm going to tell you, regardless of where you are in this situation today, even if you're on the streets, I don't want to hear about it. I lived in a homeless shelter 6 months myself. I don't want to hear about your problems and your excuses and how you can't pay your bills. Do something about it. Get out there and do something. Stop begging for freebies. Stop with your hands looking for a hand-me-out. Go out there and find somewhere to serve. Find someone else to help, someone else to learn to. Volunteer to work for free and learn a certain skill. Every one of us has obstacles in life. Every one of us. Even the multimillionaires, most of them were not overnight successes. Overnight success can take 5, 10, 20, 30 years or longer. It takes consistency, working on a goal, on a plan, on a vision. Now, quite frankly, you see this, I got a lot more to work on because I can't button this jacket. I thought it was supposed to be like this, and someone says, no, you need a bigger jacket to lose a couple pounds. Okay, forget about it. I'm happy who I am. I'm happy with the relationships I have. I'm happy with where I live and what I drive and where I vacation to. I'm not really happy with my clothes that shrink from time to time, but whatever. I have to deal with that. I can't blame anyone else because I have a couple extra pounds on me. I cannot blame anyone else because my feet hurt. I cannot blame someone else because my clothes don't match. I cannot. You get the point? Do you get the point? We need to stop blaming other people. Don't blame the government because you're not living the lifestyle you want to live. Forget about it. You and me are responsible for our own life. Now, God willing, I hope that you're a praying man and woman because there's nothing better out there having something bigger than us to believe in. If you don't, I'm going to pray for you anyways because there's a higher power out there. If you think it's all about you, forget about it. There's something bigger than you. There's something bigger than me. There's something bigger than social media shows. But as you grow, as you learn, as you mature in life, share with us your vision. Help us grow. Help us learn from one another. Help us, what's the word? Be better. Help us to be more respectful. Help us to not offend each other, but also help us to grow a backbone, a thick skin, and not be offended by everything out there. I don't care what color clothes you wear or your hair or where you came from. Who cares? Who cares? You respect me. You respect our country. You respect the people around you. And don't cause harm to other people. We talked a little bit earlier about bullying and people put each other down so they feel better about themselves. And that's usually what it is. People putting someone else down so they can feel better about themselves. Yeah, maybe we all gone through that on both sides of the fence from time to time, at least in our early childhood. Forget about it and put those learning experiences behind you and grow. And teach others, say, hey, yo, there's something bigger and better out there. There's a God that loves us, and you play by the rules and do what's right out there and not be afraid to be yourself. You'll find someone else that loves you also. If you're in a bad relationship, work on it or get out. Don't waste their time. If you're in a job you don't like, either study harder to get a management position or another position in that company or move out. But on the way, you thank that employer, you thank that teacher, you thank that coworker that helped you grow, maybe by kicking you in the ass, but they helped you grow, and thank them for the opportunity and move on. Don't spend your whole life in a place you don't want to be. And you do not need to make millions of dollars to have $1 million lifestyle. Whoever told you is crazy. You do not need to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 different college degrees to have a great life. That's stupid. We all have an entrepreneurial spirit. Use it. You don't know how? Look at the people in our network, social media shows network. We are full of entrepreneurs who are tired of the status quo. We're tired of being told what we can live, what we can do, what we're capable of. So this is a lot of our chance to step out of the comfort zone, kind of be ourselves in a way that we did not know existed, and more importantly, build those strong relationships, build that strong network that not only makes you better, but people should be happy. People should be smiling when you walk into a room. People should want to call you, say, hey, will you sit down and have dinner with me? Will you break a pretzel? It's not really breaking bread, but break a pretzel. That's when you know you're successful, is when people want to be around you because you're making a difference in their lives, because someone wakes up with a smile on their face because they know you. And when you're fake, and when you lie, cheat, and steal, and pretend to be something you're not, and there's the thing about acting and going out there and portraying something different from time to time. Well, if you consistently believe you're something you're not, you're going to attract the wrong people and repel those most important to you and in your life. All I want to tell you is right now is regardless of what society says about you, regardless of what your own family says about you, it's up to you to do what's right, to learn what's right, and to make a difference. If you don't believe me, all I gotta say to you is forget about it. Have yourself a great day.
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York, so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World...
We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire.
Social media shows
is about
Branding, opportunity,
and outreach.
We are an entertainment company that empowers others
By promoting and supporting our community.
And everyone who reaches our content.
here on social media shows.
Here we're a family.
We are family. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, sing. We are family.
We are family.
We are family. We are family.
We are family.
We are family, and we want you to be part of our social media shows family.
Hello, everyone. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Sure, you've seen me wear this hat before. You see me dress up in suits and ties and different kind of outfits. And every now and then, I have a lot of fun and humor, but every now and then, I like to have more of a serious conversation. And today, I want to steer more toward the veterans in this group, the audience, people watching us, because quite frankly, I spent 21 years in the Air Force, and I loved almost every minute of it. I loved it so much that I stayed in and I actually did not want to retire. But I retired because, quite frankly, even good things have to come to an end and we need to find another journey, and which I thought I did. Now, I got out of the military. I had a master's degree in business, and really wonderful about that, and aeronautical engineering and so many others. And it was later on I got my PhD in psychology. Yeah, I'm a doctor, believe it or not. And I'm so thankful to the GI Bill for helping me accomplish that. But what I found out, getting a degree in aviation, a degree in business, a degree in psychology, it did not always fulfill what was missing in my life. Now, maybe some of you feel the same way. Maybe you have a job you love sometimes, but at other times you don't. You're like, darn it, I wish I was doing something else. Or what about those of you who are in school, like I was, studying a certain path, studying certain courses and classes, and finding out that maybe you lost your passion for that. It's not what you want to do anymore. Maybe you do not want to be a business major, regardless of what your friends and family told you. And too often, or more often than not, we choose paths because someone else tells us that's what we should be doing. We'll purchase a rental property. We'll get a great job. We'll marry someone because someone else tells us that's what we should be doing. Now, why do we have a trouble focusing and doing what we want? And I'm going to tell you, here's what I found out. Most of us don't know what we want. It's true. I'm telling you, most of us do not actually know what we want in life. And that's okay. In fact, today a lot of people have 2 or 3 or even 4 careers before they actually retire or are happy with their lives. Back, it's not like it was in the days in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, where you had a company, they hired you, you worked there your whole life, and you got a pension and lived happily ever after. In fact, my dad worked at General Motors for 35 years, retired on a Friday, and died that following Saturday. Too many of us work to death and not realizing the passions that we have. My dad was a hard worker, but he never had the time to spend with us, going on vacations, or actually never had the money to do so. We certainly had picnics and barbecues and spent a lot of time with our friends and family, which is awesome. But sometimes that's not enough. So I want to encourage you not to necessarily chase the buck, not chase the money, because you need to chase your passion. When you chase your passion, when you're in the military or do something else, you can accomplish more. If nothing else, you'll be happier. And if you're happy, your spouse is happy, your children are happy, your neighbors are happy, everyone's semi-happy. So I encourage you to follow your passion. Another thing, you see the hat, because I vacation a lot. I bought this in the Bahamas a year ago, and I recommend you go if you have not been there. But when I'm not wearing a vacation hat, I often wear my Air Force retired cap. Now, I bought this probably within a week of myself retiring over 13 years ago. And I have it with pride. I also have a coffee mug that says Air Force retired. Now, I don't wear them very often. That's probably why they're still in great shape. I don't like to wear caps that often unless I'm doing something special. But being a retired military person who now lives on 1/3 of his income when I retired, remember, when you retire, you lose your housing allowance, you lose your substance allowance, maybe hazardous duty pay, some of those other things. So your income reduces drastically. And if you're unable to find a job right away, like me, for instance, then you are struggling. And I know about struggling. So I've done a lot of crazy things in my life, and thank God I found that entrepreneurial spirit that I once had as a child. Remember being a child? You would cut grass, deliver newspapers, work on cars part-time, have a lemonade stand, whatever it was for just a couple extra dollars. And a little bit of freedom to take your best girl or best guy out for a dinner. Remember those days when you were a kid and had that little bit of freedom when you were still semi-innocent? Most teenagers aren't totally innocent, but we were semi. We didn't know about the whole world like we thought we did. So I encourage you to look me up, especially you veterans. I have a veterans mastermind transitional group I'm working with, as well as some other things. I'm helping us veterans find that entrepreneurial spirit again, that freedom again, that passion for living. Yeah, I understand. Most of us have depression, anxiety. We hurt our leg, we hurt our back, we bumped our head. We've had those broken relationships. Yeah, I can relate. I really can. So let's work together. Let's find something in the mastermind and help one another. Hey, if nothing else, join us in social media shows and share your passion with the rest of us. Let us know what makes you tick. And come join us. If you're a video editor expert, we need you. If you're a comedian, we want you. If you're a writer, we may even pay you. Who knows? It's endless. But the whole idea is find a passion, find something that you enjoy, and go after it. Stop chasing that mighty buck. Because a dollar comes and goes so fast in our lives that we don't know how to save, we don't know how to invest, we don't know how to appreciate the little things that we have. Now I'm telling you, if you're a veteran, if you're a loved one of a veteran, if you want to be a veteran one day, let's see the different options we have out there for you. I'm not discounting anyone else. That was the career path I chose when I was 17 legally, but I was probably 13 or 14 when I made a decision to join the Air Force. So glad I did. So glad my brothers joined the military. So glad so many of my friends and family members have done the same. Not discounting anyone else. I have 5 college degrees. And like I said, the last one made me a doctor in psychology. Me! I just kind of wanted to study what was wrong with me to begin with. And look at me now. I'm doing videos, I'm writing blogs, I have an awesome, not necessarily database, but audience of all you great people out there encouraging me to do bigger and better. If you want to be a doctor, a scientist, a stay-at-home person, that's okay, as long as you have a passion to do it. And whatever you do or don't do, respect everyone else. You may be that higher echelon colonel or general, and you have a private or a sergeant coming out. We're all equal. You may have a little more education. I understand. I became an officer. I'm a Mustang. I did 16 years enlisted and the rest of my career as an officer. I understand. But we're all the same people. We still put our pants on one leg at a time. I think most of us do anyways. Who knows? But anyways, tell me what your passions are. Tell me what you loved about being a veteran or in that kind of community. And more importantly, respect someone else and let me know what you want to hear from me. Definitely like our pages, share the information, leave comments, because I don't know what you want to hear unless I hear it from you. Thank you all once again. Join us. Remember, aim high, United States Air Force. This has been In the Office with G.I. Joe Skoda. Have yourself a great day. I salute you.